welcome to the third episode of History Shorts. Over the series, we will learn about different parts of history in a short amount of time. Today, I have my guest interviewer, Helena Gowan, here with me today, interviewing me, Adam Watts. So, let's get started.
Hi, everyone. So, today's questions are based around the RMS Titanic. So, Adam, where was the Titanic built?
The Titanic was built in Belfast in Northern Ireland. It was made in a Harland and Wolff shipyard. The designer, Thomas Andrews, decided to build it in Northern Ireland because the Harland and Wolff shipbuilders were the best in the world at that time.
Fascinating. What was so special about the Titanic?
Well, there are two things that made the Titanic so special. Well, it was the largest cruise liner in the world at that time. And the second thing is that it was said to be unsinkable. But in the story, it proves wrong.
And where was it going, the Titanic, the day it sank?
Well, on the maiden voyage of the Titanic, on the night that it sank, it was on the way to New York City in America.
And why did so many people die on that fateful night?
Well, they only packed 65 lifeboats on the ship, which was enough for 1,778 people of 2,200 and more, which wasn't enough. And the people who didn't get in the lifeboat, out of fear, they mostly jumped off the side of the boat and they got hypothermia because the water was below freezing.
So sad. Is the Titanic still at the bottom of the Atlantic?
Well, the wreck of the Titanic is in no condition to be raised. The ship is broken in two pieces because when it was sinking, it snapped in the middle because the ship became stressed. And it's rusting at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean under extreme pressure because it's right at the bottom. And it's been in the water. It's been in the murky mud at the bottom for almost 40 feet deep for 108 years.
Wow. Incredible stuff.
And Helena has got something very interesting to do with the Titanic. It's a replica menu on the day that the Titanic sank.
Yeah, so this is it. It's a beautiful piece of history, I guess. I'll just pop it into view, and can you see okay?
Yep.
So cheeses, different ales and meats, not too dissimilar to today, really.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
It was really cool, that was. Now we have a new addition to History Shorts. We are now taking questions from viewers, and we have some questions from Alan Powell in South Wales today. And his questions are: why is the statue of Captain Smith not in Stoke-on-Trent where he was born? Well, because the people of Stoke-on-Trent thought he was a disgrace because he was in charge of packing the lifeboats, which he didn't pack enough of, obviously, which led to so many deaths. And if you're wondering where it is now, it is in Beacon Park in Lichfield, and it is there because in 1912, when they built the Titanic and when they made the statue, it was one of the major coaching routes from Southampton to London, and so they put the statue in Lichfield instead. And then we have his second question: is it true the ship sailed with a fire on board? And yes, it is. They sailed with a fire aboard that rusted the steel plates of the double hull of the Titanic's double hull and made them weak Unfortunately, that was the exact same spot where the fatal blow from the iceberg struck. And we have his third question. Why is coal bunker number 9 very important in the sinking? Well, coal bunker number 9 was where the fire started, and it weakened the double hull, but it also weakened the Scotland Road on the E-deck of the Titanic, which unfortunately is where the ship snapped. For those of you who have watched the Titanic, you'll know that it snapped in 2 pieces, and like I said earlier, it's now at the bottom of the ocean, still in its 2 pieces. And because it rusted all the inside, it made it weaker, and they didn't tell the passengers that there was a fire on board because they didn't want to alarm the passengers. So that brings a conclusion to this episode, and thank you for watching History Shorts, and we hope to see you again soon in our next episode about Warwick Castle. Until then, stay safe. So, let's get started.
My door, I'm so sorry, my door's just knocked. I've got a delivery. Give me 2. I'm so very sorry. Okay.
Hello, and welcome to the second episode.
It's not the second episode, is it? Breath.
Hello, and welcome to the third episode of...
Just say it like you did
Right.
before.
Okay.
Welcome.
Questions. They're not up there. That's just the answers.
Right.
Where are the
Okay.
questions?
Where have you put the questions?
Where have I put the questions? Questions are in the kitchen.
Okay, I'll go and get them.